get dizzy now. It's a beautiful day in the shop here. We got no power. We're pre-recording this for you on our shop iPhone, and that's what we're doing. We're painting the ceiling. It's super quiet in here, really weird. I hear my voice louder than ever. Normally we got this giant hood fan going, the furnaces are burning, all kinds of crazy stuff. But not today. We've got the products from today. Maybe just give them a quick up-close pan over, because some of the things I left up, I'm not sure what sold or what didn't sell on the show. We've been working on the roof and other various things and trying to figure it out. So those orders will be printed and shipped today. I don't know about that if we have no power. So if you bought something on last week's show, if it was our strawberry berry bowl special collab, you're gonna have to wait a couple more days here. And if it was any of these mugs or anything else that's not on the table that's already sold, stay tuned. But we made 3 things on the show this week, and it was a pretty cool. We had the custom order from Oliver. We had the Sticky Lollies Slug collaboration station situation, and we had a beautiful challenge, which turned out to be just me getting a head dunk, which was pretty hardcore. It was pretty sloppy, and honestly, we all got our own head dunks yesterday when that giant Michigan storm came, and we were all pouring concrete outside, and within like 3 minutes, we were walking in puddles of water in our shoes. It was a bit radical, but it was still a good time, and nobody got struck by lightning, so that's super cool. But if we take a good up close right here, I'll just point these guys out. Look at the eyeballs we were talking about on the show. You can see 2 different aspects to them that are really cool. This guy, you got the pink eyes. You can see the little edge here that's got a little bit of undulation to it, and that's a beautiful thing. That's what we were talking about on the show. Same thing here. This one's got 3 layers of color: blue, green, and yellow. This was the first one I made. I know this one sold. This is the giveaway here. Oliver did the colored pattern. I finished up the slug. He's a puffy, chubby son of a gun. But we showed you how to make barinis on the show. That's something we've done before. We did a very simple version of it because we could spend 2 hours on making 2 different marini poles. Multiple layers of bar color, super invested action, but the reality is we already have 1 million marinis, and we're gonna do more like that. We're planning on doing some for our Michigan Room Cups coming up in the future, maybe our 2nd or 3rd edition of the collectible Michigan Cups with the gold stamp that are available for pre-order now, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Stay tuned. But we made a beautiful set of blue with white dots on them. And let's just come over here, since we got the stationary or the non-stationary camera, and show you the remnants of the show. If you missed the show, this is what we chopped up. We did a white bar color in the core, lapis blue on the outside, a super powerful, dense, soft blue, and it pulled out really fairly even, which is a really beautiful thing. This is where Oliver was holding it with the diamonds, and I asked on the show, I didn't see the comments, but I asked everyone why they thought I dunked the tip of this in water before grabbing it with the diamonds. And the reason for that is when you grab it with the diamond shears, I didn't want to cut it off. I wanted it to be solid so I could hold a solid end, have the pipe here, and be able to pull up and down and kind of level it until it was right about lined up. Then I handed it to Oliver, and we pulled it back. You can see about 4 lengths here, plus some that we already chopped up. It was a good 2 arm spans, I'd say, and that turned out beautifully. So coming up in the future here on the next run of slugs that we do, we'll probably use a lot of those blue eyes on them with the white pupils, which should be pretty cool. Those guys are sold, and that's the deal with them. We had a custom order. You saw that sheet over there. Oliver had 3 of these done. On the show, it was a pretty treacherous situation. You guys saw me almost lose my cool. It was darn close, but basically we spent a good 35, 40 minutes putting on each of these individual purple granite spots. And everything was lining up really nice, the shape, the size, beautiful Rosetta foot on here. We had it puntied up. I had a little too much glass. It was a little too wide here, so I did a pretty heavy pull and trim. And there's a couple different mistakes that went down. The first one being when I've got that little round opening, it was a little wide and it was big. So what I needed to do, and this is something I've talked to Matt about and a couple of the other guys, when you're doing a pluck and trim, you don't want to just pull straight out. The tighter the circle is at the very end, the easier it's going to be to snip it. So you do one of these. See that motion? That's taking the tweezers and pulling out, but pushing down. You're not even pulling, you're really just angling the tweezers. You're taking this piece of glass and you're pulling it out and down. It's like a lever. So I didn't really do that as much as I should have. I could have got that hole tighter, because the wider the opening is, the more cuts I have to do and the more glass dangles down. And Oliver was there, he knew this was coming because we did 2 of these before the show in preparation for the set of 3. And he had the paddle right here, and it was his job to catch that piece of falling glass there and give it a pat so it didn't come back and tag onto the piece. So I kind of queued it up a little incorrectly, and he didn't quite follow through. He was right there and he was just looking at it. He might have been mesmerized, I don't know. But that came right back and touched to the side of the piece, and it touched too low. It was right on one of these purple dots, so there was no way I was gonna cut through it, save the original design. So we cut through it as much as we could. I was super frustrated. I just didn't say a word, really. I just kept my cool, which I've learned that on the golf course. I used to be pretty vocal about being pissed, and now I've got that dialed in, so I just kept my cool as much as I could. Michelle said, turn it into a vase. And Oliver was there for support, and we just cut that extra bit off, spun it open, and now we've got a beautiful purple granite Rosetta foot vase with a story to it. Haven't got to signing it yet, but it's gonna be signed number 224. I won't sign it custom because it didn't turn out to be the custom we wanted, but this piece will be for sale. I don't think we put it up on Tuesday in the midst of all that action, but this will be for sale next week. We'll have it on the table, and it's a beautiful thing. That's pretty much the gist of it, folks. The only thing, I didn't really get to talk too much since we were down a person on the show about the mugs that we had and the products we had on the table, but this is a bar color beauty right here. Any of the mugs that we do with bar color and take the extra time to put that detailed color, that powerful color into it, turn out amazing. This one's got a beautiful bar color strand here and bar color lapis blue lip up top, the red, white, and blue special. I suggest copping this one before we get to the Ren Fair, because that's gonna go quick. Number 8, if it's not already bought on the website, I'm not sure. But other than that, we're gonna get back to business. There's no power, there's no Wi-Fi in here. That means we're doing all manual labor today. We're gonna finish pouring concrete out in the back. We're putting up giant posts so that we can have a nice vined up wood looking barrier to where our parking lot is, which adds occupancy to the bar that we're putting into the studio, the Michigan room. And that's it. We're gonna cut the lawn, we're gonna do all our shop tasks, and have a great day. So appreciate you guys. Hopefully this is going live at 3 o'clock. I think we're gonna get that figured out, but whatever time it goes up, hope you guys are having a great day, and we'll catch you Sunday for the experimental show at 9 or 10 or 11 in the morning.